Okay. Hey, you know what? Let's just go right into the topic of the memes on PulseChain doing well, since you just kind of brought it up right there. And I know, for anybody that's like a newer viewer or anything like that, Ewok is, more of a day one hexagon. He's a maxi. This guy, he doesn't have room for meme coins. He's not going to buy dick with butt. Me and DJ and Moonboy have tried to get him to do so. It's just not happening. This is a hex guy right here. Now he likes his PulseChain, likes his PulseX. I think he has a couple of other tokens. I'll let him speak on that. I am a little bit more of a meme boy, and I will buy memes every now and then. But it is very interesting. I just want to say that a lot of these meme tokens are holding up really well against PulseChain while we're having this I almost said dip. Dick with butt doing very, very well. The Tang Gang doing well. PDI at Atropa, that whole ecosystem. I don't know about Bear as much. It's been struggling a bit, but they've all been holding up really, really well. And it's like, what does that mean, or what can be said for that? I know what you were saying you take out of that is like, oh, people are selling their Pulse to buy it, which may be true in some cases. You got to get Pulse to get in.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good sign that tokens like that are, worthless memes in the eyes of some, the fact that they're holding up well against the transacting token of the ecosystem, I do think it bodes well for how things are going to go in this market eventually. I mean, I think at some point that all has to pour into Pulse, and we're going to see it start to come up. Again, the buy and burn is up over 4% now for PulseX, which is just insane. So yeah. I do think that stuff is going to be there. I just think that it's going to be later in the bull market, and people are underrating what can happen 1 year from now, a year and a half from now. So yeah, what do you? I want to ask you that. Like, what are your opinion on like some of the memes? I know you already talked about it a little bit, but like the fact that they are holding up so well, because I think it's impressive, and I do think it's good. We also say, I should shout out the 9-inch guys too, because their stuff's been doing pretty well lately.
Yeah, well, so I think what's causing that is, and I'll give them credit. The HOA guys have been harping on this for a long time, and it's placing liquidity. When you buy your tokens, place a little bit of liquidity. If you want to take some profits, set your levels, and then kind of DCA out as the price goes up. That way you're not hurting the price by selling. They're teaching that over there. So, you got to give them credit for that. And I think a lot of other people are catching on to some of these methods of placing liquidity, it strengthens everything. When you get some liquidity in there, you get some coins, and you want to make a little bit of profit, and even just the fees. If you want to do a full range of liquidity and not a certain range, if you're doing full range, you're making fees on a lot of the trading. So you're able to take some profits that way just by capturing, revenue from the trading that's happening. People are happy with that. They're using some of those to either put back into the token. They'll harvest some of their fees that they're getting and put it back in. So there's just a lot of little ways to, hold the prices of these up. You got a lot of sub communities. They're pretty passionate about their individual projects. And, that's another thing too. But in the meantime, it kind of fractured the whole community. And it's kind of probably what happened with Ethereum, but when Ethereum launched, it wasn't, it was a little different, right? You didn't have this core hex community that ended up sacrificing for Pulse, and then this whole thing, and then it kind of fractured a little bit into now I'm a Pulse maxi. I'm not a hex maxi anymore. I'm Pulse. And then you had the Pulse X maxis. And then so you had a three-way fracture there. And then you had all these other little things that kind of were created because obviously, founder envy, and I want to create my own thing. And so all of these other things splintered off of those. And it just, the way that it fractured out, there's a lot of energy that's getting split now many, many ways, rather than focusing on one thing that we had before. And I think that's one of the reasons why Hex pumped like crazy was because there was only one token. There was 100,000 or 120,000 people focusing on one thing. Well, the community has grown a little bit, but because of the way that it's splintered out, there's just not enough mass to keep everything up. And it's just a lot slower. But it is more organic, right? You've got these people in these little communities that are onboarding people into their community, which is all good for the overall ecosystem. I still believe that Hex and Pulse X are extremely undervalued for what we have. I mean, obviously Pulse is too, but it's a layer one that's going to take some time to build on. And as these outside people start, love them, hate them, whatever, but Ben Armstrong gets a lot of voices out to outside people. And I did see a comment from one person that said something like, "Why did you launch on PulseChain? You almost have to be a technical nerd to be over there," which is kind of a compliment. It's a backhanded compliment, but
Right.
obviously we're the nerds over here because we're smart enough to work it over to get things over onto this chain. It's just going to take a little bit more work. Once Coast comes back, it's going to make it a lot easier to onboard right into the chain, and I think eventually it's going to be probably dependent on what happens in October at the hearing. But I really think the walls will start coming down. People will understand that we're all in this crypto game together here, and this guy that's fighting for everybody's rights, should be at least appreciated with his product. So who the first big name is that picks up PulseChain, well, that's yet to be seen, and then it's a ways away. But something else that I've seen is what Dipcatcher's doing, and he's showing all these other chains, hey, this is how much value you guys have in your wallets that is over here. Pretty clever. If I I agree with what you said earlier. It's good to get the word out there, and I don't see too many people doing that, and I was happy to see what he did. What you thought the same thing?
Yeah, for anybody who's missed that, Dipcatcher's been doing a cool thing where he's basically tweeting out like the different entities. I think there was an FTX one, there was I'm already forgetting the other ones, but
Binance, crypto.com.
Yeah, crypto.com, just basically different exchanges and entities showing them like the value of the tokens that they would have got snapshot onto PulseChain and tagging them. And it's in the millions, like it's millions of dollars of value. Now, to us, that may
hundreds of millions for
yeah.
some.
Some of that, like to us, may be like, holy shit, that's insane. And maybe it's, I don't want to say a drop in the bucket, but not as big to those entities, but it still is an amount that you would think you would want to acknowledge and claim at the very least, even if you come dump them or whatever, like come to the chain and see what's going on, but yeah, kudos. I know people have like shit on Dipcatcher for like, oh, he did gophers on Solana. And look, that isn't his fault that thing has been a disaster price wise. I don't think that was a result of hype, everybody wanting to get in on the ground floor of gophers on Solana, and too many people got in, so they dumped. That's what happened. Same thing that happened with the PulseChain sacrifice, frankly. So, I'm not blaming him for the price action on that. I think that's just the way that the thing went, basically. But
it's still early. We don't know. We don't know what it's going to do at the end of the run. So,
I want to. I tell you what. Let me just do this shout out, and then we'll go to the Ben Armstrong thing because you just brought it up. But if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, please do. We have 16 likes. I'm sorry, but that's BS. Come on. There's more of you guys here. Support the channel. Support Real DeFi. We support all of you. We appreciate you being here. Wall to Wall TV. We even love him. I would spend a holiday with Wall to Wall TV. I would have a beer with the guy, whatever he wants, whatever he deems appropriate. I know he's a good guy deep down, and I know he loves the channel. So go ahead and hit the like. We appreciate you guys being here. We do this every Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Looking at the poll real quick of the memes on PulseChain. So what is the best PulseChain meme token? And they are flying. We got PDI number 1, 35%. And then it's kind of watered down after that. We got Dick with Butt at 26%, Teddy Bear at 23%, and the Tang Gang dead last at 16%. I guess that's because, I mean, Dick with Butt is from the Tang Gang, so understandable. But I got to side with the Dick with Butt people. I think that's the way to go. And I think that is, man, P-Dye too, though. What would you say, Ewok? I mean, where are you? I think I know where you'd be here, but where are you at?
Out of those four,
Yeah.
man,
It's got to be P-Dye for you.
I think P-Dye. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's got the most chance of getting gains. You know, listen, meme coins are meme coins, and they can all run for absolutely no reason. So, yeah, it's really just it's hard to say.
But
But I
is it a
think
meme coin though? I think that's why you are choosing it though. Because is it like it's? I don't think it's the true definition necessarily of a meme. I mean, I guess you could still say that,
right
but
now
there's
it
like
is.
yeah, but there's a narrative where people have connected some pretty, legitimate seeming dots around it. It's not purely just, hey, this picture of a dick with butt's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But I don't know.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, yeah, I mean, if there is some actual use case to it, and we can, and if there are the mechanics that are really out there, like that, we've heard, I think there's definitely more to it, and it wouldn't be, but as of right now, it's still a meme. There's still a story behind it. So, kind of what most meme coins are, right? There's a story that holds the price up, until it becomes something other than just a story. Then I would call it a meme.
how would you describe the dick with butt story? Tell me
S-
that story.
Stupid.
Maybe DJ Moo Boy can help us with that one.
It's
Yeah,
a dick
interesting stuff.
with a butt with a dick, and it's
Yeah,
I don't know,
it's
whatever.
it's a it's a
It's
it's a nice
funny,
picture.
it's entertaining,
Yeah.
but that's about it. I don't get it.
Okay. Well, I own some, and I hope it does well.
Well,
It continues to do well.
I hope. Listen, I don't wish that anybody's coin doesn't do well just because I don't like it. I hope everybody is successful. Everybody can, pull some money out when they need it, and I hope all their coins do fabulous. So
Yeah.
don't take that
Yeah.
the wrong way.